Yo, what is up, guys? Joker bringing you another video for our 3.26 Mercenaries of Trathis League Day 5 recap. I believe it was our Day 5 recap. And we've actually been able to survive and level up. So we are currently level 95, and this is what our defenses are looking like. Still not the greatest with armor or evasion, but we've been collecting a lot of bases. That's the wrong tab, but it does kind of show the amount of bases we've been picking up. We've been picking up a lot of bases, and we're going to be crafting on them later, as well as we've been picking up boots and gloves, right? If we look at like this just as an example, the Wyvern scale boots literally have 100 more base armor than our current boots, and the chest plate is just worlds apart. The Marshal's Brigandine has literally more armor and evasion than our currently crafted one. So once we upgrade the gear, our armor and evasion will go up, and in return, our survivability, but our damage will also go up because we get the 1% attack speed per 200 of the lowest from our perseverance, right? Besides the inevitable gear that we're going to craft, we've just been pretty much saving up for Headhunter. We're about halfway there in our
Greetings,
stash
Exile.
tabs with exiled cat in the background. I'm watching his zero to hero with his shield crush champion. But yeah, we have about 15 div in our scarabs and div cards. We have what, like 15 div here. And then we have more money in all flames. I want to say we have probably another 5 or 6 div in all flames. So we're about roughly halfway, I would say, because Headhunter is currently 80. Yeah, it's currently 88 div. So we just need to make about another 40 div, and then we're gonna have our Headhunter, and then we can actually do some fun mapping strategies with it. Um, the main differences are going to be coming from our skill tree. We went ahead and we added a lethal pride 17,986. So the important thing about lethal pride is just the fortification stacks, right? It's not even it's not the notable. So you care more about the 17,986 number than you do about under whoever, right? This jewel actually works really well because it gives us reduced damage from crit. It gives us extra damage. I'm sorry. Extra fire damage from our fizz. It gives us some max life over here, gives them some strength over there. So just more life, getting us more tanky. And then our 2 fortification stacks are up there. And then I guess we do get a little bit of leech right there. So it's a pretty good jewel for the 2 div that I spent on it. Um, yeah, so we're level 95. Our defenses are the same because we didn't change our gear. The one thing that we did do, however, is we are using Immortal Call now instead of Molten Shell because we don't really have enough armor to make Molten Shell worth it. And Immortal Call is really good because, I'm sorry, I keep hitting the wrong key, is really good because we have deflection. This is giving us the endurance charges to fuel the Immortal Call, just making us tankier than we need to be. Well, not tankier than we need to be, but significantly tankier, right? So this is what we're looking at POB wise, and you can see that the damage has increased decently, and I'll explain why that is. I mean, I think that's like a 2 mil difference from last video, or like 1.8 or something. It's a noticeable difference, right? And our, I believe our effective hit pool should also be higher. But once again, this is going to go up once we craft better gear because we can get actually, I believe we can get much more life on this too. Yeah, that's T5 life. Holy shit. We can get a lot more life on our chest plate, a lot more life on our boots. Our boot, okay, yeah, 86. And then we can get a lot more life on our gloves. Plus, we're going to have the tempo modifier that gives increased damage against chilled enemies as well as more conversion for fizz to cold, because we're actually going to put the higher tier of Exarch and Eater mods onto it. So our damage should be going up even more. Now, why did our damage increase so much from the last video? One reason is the fortification stacks, because we get attack speed, we get more armor, we get more evasion, so we just get more damage from that, right? The second reason is going to be because I actually added my Merc onto my POB, and we gave our Merc a frostbite ring. So our Merc has a frostbite ring, Doedre's damning, a Perkul's toe, Learcast, and Comb's binding. How this essentially works is you and your Merc share a curse limit. So you have to have an additional curse somewhere for you to be able to do a additional curse. Elemental weakness would probably be a better curse because we are doing fire and cold damage. So it would be better to get that. The Comb's binding is purely defensive, right? Our Merc is ranged like us, so it's going to be standing on top of us majority of the time, meaning that if anything runs into melee distance to actually physical us, it will be getting hit with the 25% of their physical damage to fire, giving us more survivability, right? And then the mask is literally just Learcast. You can use this setup on essentially any dex and character dex. It's what? It's dex int, it's straight up dex and strength dex, I believe, are the three that are able to wear these items no problem. You don't have to have a ranged Merc. You can use any other Merc you would like. The specific Merc itself doesn't matter because we don't really have them doing that much. I just took this guy because he gives us a phasing buff, right? We get elusive and phasing while we're mapping because, once again, he's on us and he's using Withering Step, giving us more evasion and phasing, meaning that we get trapped in corners a lot less. And then we also have a Grace Aura coming from him. And then we have Thrad Thraten Agility, which is an action speed boost. So he's just giving us a whole bunch of good stuff. If you want this Merc, it's an infamous toxicologist. I don't know if it has to be infamous for you to be able to have the agility, but a toxologist in general should come with the toxologists in general should come with the Withering Step and the Grace Aura. We went ahead and we bought another syndicate to run. So let's go ahead and show you what we're working with. We still have not gotten a Spectral Shield Throw of Trathis to feel that good, but we'll go ahead and show you anyways, right? The more attack speed you get, the more action speed you get, just overall, the better that this is going to feel, because the more attacks you have per second, the more you're going to be chilling and freezing, right? And then that will go ahead and actually help you. The more you'll be chilling and freezing, so you'll be able to go ahead and have higher damage from your heat shiver. So we did add one more tech. We're swapping out hypothermia and fort while we're mapping. A couple people have told me to try this because it's better. Honestly, I can see it a little bit, but I don't really think it's going to pop off since I'm not using like returning projectiles. I think if I was using returning projectiles, it would feel better with the clear. It does feel better because it is changing and chaining, so it is hitting overall more enemies, right? But we were essentially off screening with Spectral Shield Throw, anyways, so I haven't felt a huge difference, at least personally. So let's go ahead, and that was such an awkward way to do that swap. Let's go ahead and tech in the jewel one more time. We did buy a level 21 Spectral Shield Throw as well, so we really should be showing that off instead, but we'll just use, no, we'll just do this. I was going to say we really should be using that instead. But the boss damage is okay. The survivability is better because of the fact that we have Frostbite on Katarina as well, right? So one thing I have to let you know about the POB is the damage that you get per second of enemy frozen is only going to happen if you have enough damage to actually freeze the enemy. As you can see, ooh, challenge. As you can see there, we don't have enough damage to actually freeze pinnacle bosses. So I really should turn this off. I really should turn this off. Our damage is going to take quite a big hit, but that way it at least stays like truer, right? So we still have a damage increase, but since we don't have enough damage to actually freeze pinnacle bosses, we there's not a whole lot we can do there. And then let's just run an Eater of Exarch as well, because that's the other boss that I ran at the end of the last video, right? So it's gonna take you a while for your chill to get to 30%, and 30% is when you're gonna see more of a damage increase. I probably should have just done this with a regular Spectral Shield Throw. The other thing about the POB is that I am using my level 21-23 Spectral Shield Throw in the POB, right? So the damage with the Spectral Shield Throw of TARDIS is more or less. I really do not know. It's less base damage in general, right? So let's pretend that I didn't just, flame dash into that. In case you're unaware, you can totally chase the orb phase by just dying and then waiting for the orb phase to be over. Let me try to think. Is there anything else that I am going to go over? When I craft my boots and my gloves, I am going to... Oh my god, I almost walked into that. When we craft our boots and gloves, we are going to go... I'm going to make a video on how I'm doing that for you guys. That way you can do it the same way. TLDR, it's going to be through recombinators, right? Recombinators are just so strong. Hopefully they haven't been changed. Hopefully they haven't been changed too much. This is a skill issue death, right? This isn't really like a build issue death. It's me. But yeah, hopefully recombinators haven't been changed too much. Because that's still how I plan on crafting my gear. It makes it just significantly easier, and it makes it like significantly tanky, fucking cheaper. That's the word I was looking for. Sorry, I just don't want to die again. There we go. It makes it significantly cheaper in the long run for you to actually craft decent gear. But that's what we're looking at. That's our damage with the Spectral Shield Throw of Trathis. We didn't use the Spectral Shield Throw regularly. We probably should have. I'll show it off in the next video. We're finishing saving up for Headhunter, but we're also going to craft some gear. And then at that point, our league start, once we get our Headhunter, our league start will effectively be over. So I'm so excited for that part. I think I'm gonna throw together another video of like tips and tricks for the spectral shield throw, and in that video, it's going to be like the crafting guide for the weapon, the armor, and I'm gonna kind of condense the progression for you because there's still not a whole lot of spectral shield throw information going around. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to get that knocked out. Did I do everything? I believe I did. If not, last thing, um, stop by Twitch. You still have a couple of days. If you feel like supporting me, 2 subs get you a free portal effect, or to any streamer actually gets you to a cool portal effect if you gift 2 subs, and it can include yourself. So you can technically gift 1 sub and sub yourself and get the free portal. And then, yeah, let's go ahead. Twitch.tv/Joker Khrono. And we're good there. I believe that's everything. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to stay up to date with this and future content. And until next time, take care.